never know if it could change your life. Take a chance, you're neither wrong or right. You never know if you don't roll them dice. You better roll them dice. You never know if it'll change your life.
Our next question comes from Whiskey Jack, and Whiskey Jack writes, here's a question that's been bugging me lately. How do you keep the mystery alive with the long-lived races? It's not much of a shocking twist to learn the founding.
This sounds like some sort of relationship.
That's right. Listen.
My partner and I are both gnomes. We live 400 years. We've been together for 300 of them. My partner's constant tinkering with various mechanical devices is beginning to drive me crazy.
My partner, Eliandril, and I have been together for 150 years, and it's just hard to keep things interesting, you know? So
my partner is constantly bugging me about traveling to the undying lands or to Evermeet across the sea. I'm not ready to go.
I don't want to go to the Grey
Abby,
Harbor,
Prudence,
but every day there's a new brochure for the Grey Harbors on the kitchen table, and I just how do we resolve this? Okay, so
my partner Grine, son of Grimnar, has become obsessed with gold. Now, we all love gold as dwarves, but this has been going on for 100 years.
How do I stop him from digging too greedily and too deep? Whiskey Jack writes, sorry, back to the actual letter.
Yeah, okay, we got to read the real question.
The actual good question here is, it's not much of a shocking twist to learn the founding myth of the kingdom is a lie if the dwarf, elf, and gnome in the party were there 300 years ago.
Right. So how do you keep the mystery alive in the past if you have long-lived races?
Well, the cheeky answer is just really balloon your timeline. Make sure everything happens in like 1,000-year increments. So anything exciting that may have happened, 3 dwarf generations ago instead of 3 human generations ago. Now
you can also make your long-lived races younger versions. You can say they were secluded from humans at that time, or you could get really weird with it.
You could get really weird with it. And this was, honestly, this was a very interesting question because it's not that I never think about this, but my players never think about it. They're never like, I'm 150 years old. Wouldn't I know about this? And usually...
Yeah, they kind of forget.
And very rarely do I have a player that wants to play a very old PC, which I suppose is, a weak spot or a blind spot of mine, because if you did, then you would have to sort of consider this. But I don't know that if you have I guess if you are leaning on, a twist about the history of the region or the kingdom that you're in, and you have a player that would have been around for that, that's actually an opportunity, right?
Right. I think, take it as an opportunity. Say, you don't know what happened, but let's find out why that is.
Right. And you can give that player or those players unique knowledge. I mean, here's the thing. We have all lived through events that we did not find the truth about until later in our lives. We may have suspected or had intimations one way or another, but for example, regardless of whether or not this was convincing to you, this country, the United States of America, went to war believing that there were, weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. We now know that to not be true, and that lots of people knew that wasn't true, and yet we were all there. So it didn't make it any less of a revelation when the truth came out, despite the fact that we, had been alive. Well, that's a bad example because we all knew, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or you could take a much less like Tanya Harding, right? Everyone's like, oh yeah, Tanya Harding was a cheater or something like that. Well, I mean, the truth is a lot more complicated.
Truth is more complicated, right?
The truth, Tanya Harding probably didn't hire.
May have been done dirty, yeah.
Yeah, ice skating. But everyone believed the other thing. Or you can just say, all right, you were alive, you were around for this, you don't know, let's come up with why you don't know. Is it because as an elf or a gnome, you have so many memories that occasionally you store them in the elf spirit stones back in Elf Town? And so maybe part of the mystery is we could go retrieve your memories, or something like that.
Or yeah, maybe
Were
maybe
you
as
under
a
a mass
coping
illusion?
mechanism, either
Yeah.
deliberate or accidental. You've locked these memories away, and they either have to be psychologically or magically unlocked. It's however
Or
you want
you
to
could
approach
say you do know, and your character is part of the conspiracy, but they've buried that deep down, and you'll get to reveal it once the other players find out the truth, and it'll be a fun role playing opportunity if you're cool with that.
This is a very, very good question. And one of the things I think about, especially Forgotten Realms world building, that the longer you poke at it, the less it makes sense. So very good question, Whiskey Jack. But I do think that, especially when it comes to PCs, there's ways to see this as an opportunity rather than an obstacle.